In 1099, Godfrey of Bouillon organized the First Crusade, captured Jerusalem, proclaimed himself ruler and defender of the Holy Sepulchre. However, this was not enough for the man. So in that same year, 1099, he formed a secret society, the Priory of Sion. Over the centuries, the best of the best joined his ranks. At least the names of the three leaders of the organization in different eras testify to this: Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, and Victor Hugo. The main aim of the Priory of Sion was to install the descendants of the Merovingian dynasty upon the French and other thrones. This is stated in the ancient manuscript Dossiers Secrets de Henri Lobineau. In the Holy Blood and the Holy Grail oration is stated, the Merovingians are supposedly the descendants of Jesus and Maria Magdalene. You may have already been familiar with this story from Dan Brown's film adaptation of the scandalous book The Da Vinci Code, but there's a little nuance. The Priory of Sion was entirely invented as part of a large-scale hoax by Pierre Plantard. The French draftsman began his unusual project in 1956. He is the mastermind of the ancient secret scripts, but his quality work, media interest, and people's love of conspiracy theories turned the fictional secret society into truth. It is no more relevant as the Judeo-Masonic and reptilians. Many people genuinely believe in the existence of the power of the latter, but the Freemasons were one of the largest secret societies in the world. They were first mentioned in historical writings in 1390. At that time, Freemasonry dealt with the masters of various trades. They had to travel to different cities, and to make it easier to identify a member of the right guild, they used the symbols of their craft. The literal translation of Freemason from Old French means free stonemason. This is how Freemasons got their building square and compass logo. The organization took on its present form in 1717 when the Grand Lodge of All England appeared in London. Then, Freemasonry began to spread throughout Britain and the United States. Among the founders of the United States of America, George Washington, James Monroe, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, and Paul Revere were Freemasons. So were a third of the people who signed the U.S. Constitution. The organization is not based on religion, and individual items are about beliefs. Many Freemasons are convinced of the existence of the great architect of the universe. They have their temples and rituals. The Catholic Church, which held power, did not like the appearance of a competitor, and in 1738 issued nearly 24 church edicts against the Freemasons. Over time, the opposition only grew stronger as Catholics were more than happy to swap their church for Freemasonry. The order still exists today, constantly featured in the media and conspiracy theories. So the New York Times published an article that described the ritual of joining the Freemasons. This ceremony used to be classified, but now some information has come to light. So, a man over 21 years of age can become a member of the Masonic community. For women, however, there is an associated group, the Order of the Eastern Star. According to the Freemasons themselves, all the candidates have to do is ask. Apparently, such a request is further considered, and the person receives an answer. On the other hand, members of the order do not shout in every corner about their involvement in Freemasonry. To know who to approach with a request to join, one has to be in certain circles and, of course, have a good reputation. Freemasons have a clear hierarchy. Depending on their level of knowledge and spiritual development, all members are given a degree. Symbolically, there are only 3 levels: apprentice, and master. Additional ranks are established among the holders of the latter degree. Also, only masters can enter the famous Paramasonic group, the Shriners, the ancient Arabic order of the nobles of the mystic shrine. Its high-profile volunteer work is what draws much attention to Freemasonry. The internal rules of the order are not divulged. It is known that their philosophy is based precisely on the ancient statues of the Freemasons. They use legends of the building of Solomon's Temple and other metaphors to describe their ethics. Perhaps the main Masonic symbol is the above-mentioned square and compasses, a measuring instrument. Between these is the letter G. It is thought that this may denote geometry as the noblest of sciences, or a reminder of God, the great architect of the universe, who is at the center of Freemasonry. A more famous symbol associated with Freemasonry is the all-seeing eye in the sky. It is this that can be seen on top of the pyramid painted on the dollar note. True, experts are still arguing about its affiliation with the order. As far back as ancient Egypt, there was a symbol of the Odolet or Eye of Horus, and the all-seeing eye itself was found in works of art long before its use by Freemasons. This is similar to Hitler with the swastika, when the Nazis created an indestructible association simply by using an existing ancient symbol. The George Washington Masonic National Memorial states that the all-seeing eye does symbolize the watchful care of the Supreme Architect. The Federal Reserve System in Philadelphia also supports this vision. They say Henry Wallace and Franklin Roosevelt also put that meaning into the symbol, which is why they chose it for the updated banknote design. Roosevelt himself was a Freemason, as was Winston Churchill. They also had Mozart, Voltaire, Goethe, and Kipling in their ranks. Masons are talked about everywhere, even in the Simpsons cartoon series. There are now some 4 million members of the order worldwide. Another secret society popularized in films and books is the Illuminati. They're closely associated with Freemasonry. Goethe is rumored to have left the order to become a new organization member. Even the exact date of its emergence, 1 May 1776, is known. German professor Adam Weishaupt was irritated that a conservative Catholic church ruled the country. He decided to form an organization group to bring enlightenment through reason. Weishaupt was inspired by the writings of the Jesuits, the Seven Sages of Greece, Kabbalah, and the Freemasons. He actively encouraged members of the Masonic lodges to join the Illuminati. As a result, the scholar succeeded in recruiting many influential nobles. The Illuminati also had a clear hierarchy. All members went through 3 degrees of initiation. In the first, the novice or neophyte entered the service of his mentor. He had to obey without question and tell absolutely everything about his life. After 2 years, the neophyte becomes a Minerval, and the word enlightened was added to the term. The Illuminati were actually against the current government, so they had to go into hiding for their safety. All their contacts were strictly encrypted, and group members were given code names. Weishaupt himself was Spartacus. By 1787, the influence of the opposition group had become a severe inconvenience to the authorities. Then the ruler of Bavaria, Charles Theodore, decreed the death penalty for membership of the Illuminati. And it turned out that there were few members of the secret society willing to die for the cause. Many escaped, and the Illuminati are believed to have ceased to exist. But another view is that they went underground and kept things running, and are now a powerful organization ruling the world. Proponents of this theory believe that world leaders and the most powerful inform each other that they are members of the Illuminati through a secret gesture. Of course, all politicians unanimously refute this silly idea. However, any secret society with world influence would reject all attacks in the same way. However, nobody hides their membership in the Bilderberg Meeting. And although it's not a classical secret society in the usual sense, you can decide the fate of humanity there. The club's first meeting was organized in 1954 by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. The most influential politicians from North America and Europe were there. The purpose of the meeting was about the same as a corporate party: to improve team relations by gathering everyone together for a drink in the evening. Only this time, it was about continence. The Bilderberg Club meetings are still going on. Government officials and politicians meet behind closed doors. Topics of their conversations are unknown, and no minutes are kept because the world's elite meet as individuals. Whatever was in the club stays in the club. Its members are forbidden to talk about what went on behind closed doors. So the meeting has been credited with creating the European Union, organizing the fighting in Iraq and Syria, and seeking to create a new world order. Such rumors are not surprising when you look at the members of the Bilderberg Club, including Bill Clinton, Margaret Thatcher, and Angela Merkel. Each year, the International Committee sends out invitations to 120 to 140 new members to join the club, mostly politicians, occasionally academics, and journalists. And now imagine such a society in one place. 3 American presidents: William Howard Taft, George Bush, father and son, Time magazine founder Henry Luce, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, a top Fortune 500 list, and a host of top CIA officials. They were all members of the half-secret Order of the Skull and Bones at various times. It's an elite society at Yale University. It was founded in 1832 by William Huntington Russell and Alphonso Taft. The first had been inspired by an occult gathering they'd seen in Germany and decided to replicate it at his alma mater. Every year, a list of 15 Yale alumni who have joined Skull and Bones is published. They take an oath to keep all information about the order secret. After initiation, they are given the title Knights. Graduates of the society are called Patriarchs, and outsiders are called Barbarians. Twice a week, all the members of the society gather in the tomb. What they talk about is unknown. An overlay of occultism and the order's illustrious glens have led to a host of myths about the Skull and Bones. In 1986, economist Anthony Sutton accused the order of seeking to create a new world order. Except today's community politics are a little out of step with that story. Over the past 10 years, Skull and Bones has started inviting cultural, racial, and sexual minorities rather than the wealthy elite of Yale University. The list of secret societies that have existed or are still active is enormous. Among them, the Knights Templar, who ceased activity in 1312, and the religious society Opus Dei, whose members lived in closed centers and practiced self-abuse. The Assassin's Creed, a sect of assassins operating in Persia and Syria in the 11th and 13th centuries, was even the inspiration for the Assassin's Creed series of games. Still, it has little to do with historical truth. Do you believe a secret society rules the world? Share your thoughts in the comments section below and join our secret club.